The Recapture Arc is officially here. Season 4, Core 2 has officially started, and it's safe to say it's starting off with a bang. Starting off exactly where we left off at the end of Core 1, Episode 12 starts off with Subaru returning from death after cycling through numerous loops. However, this time it's starting off with a much more level-headed Subaru. After all the ordeals and horrors of the last core, this version of our guy is much more willing to be open about what has happened to him. Even so, there's this great little flash of a scene where when he's talking to Millie, it shows that even though he's focused on doing things differently now, there's definitely still the trauma of all his previous loops. And the fact that he, strangled her. Hey, before we get too far into this, I just want to say I am Big Time Weeb Dad. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to be talking about episode 12 or season 4 core 2 episode 1, however you want to put it. That's what we're talking about today. Also, if you enjoy this video, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe. We are trying to grow the channel and every little bit helps. Let's get back to that video though, huh? Right away, this episode goes for a gut punch with its take on Ram and Sub's fated hallway meeting. This is maybe the third or fourth time we've seen Subaru and Ram argue in the hallway, but this time it's different. There's definitely more urgency to this conversation, and for the first time, Subaru was able to confidently tell Ram that he is going to get Ram back. Really great stuff. The voice acting by the Japanese cast is superb, and really, even though we've already experienced this scene multiple times, this rendition of the scene brings a freshness to it, and it feels like it's the first time we're watching this happen. The big reveal of the episode happens when Subaru is standing on top of the staircase. He's reflecting on all the chaos of the previous loops, and he's able to catch and unmask his murderer, Melee. After we finally get this reveal of who's been killing Subaru time and time again, we get a talk no jutsu moment with Subaru telling her that murder is a habit. And also, he's letting her know that he does know about Elsa and he knows a lot more about her than she would expect. Hell, anybody would expect. This, of course, is because Subaru was able to read her archive book after her in a previous loop. But, unlike the GOAT, Subaru's talk no jutsu isn't a critical hit, and she throws herself off the stairs. We get a repeated flashback of Elsa and Mellie's journey together, and we learn that the reason for Subaru's repeatedly being murdered was all to avenge Elsa. However, through the combined efforts of Subaru and Amelia's, they were able to show Mellie that it's okay to have the feelings that she has, and that's actually what makes her human. They also realized that Elsa wouldn't have wanted to be avenged. For me personally, I felt that although this particular section of the episode did drag a little, mostly because we've seen these flashbacks in Mellie's episode Last Core, the quality of the conversation and what Amelia and Subaru are able to portray to her is ultimately good. It really goes to show that the voice talent working on this series has to be almost supernaturally so in tune with their characters. And that's pretty much the meat and potatoes of Season 4, Episode 12, or Season 4, Core 2, Episode 1, and the episode ends with Subaru and the gang agreeing to put this whole amnesia thing to the side. For the moment anyways, and to focus on finding Reed Asura's archive book to somehow find his weakness in order to finally continue with the tests. And overall, I think this was a great episode to come back on. It was definitely a much needed calm before the storm, but it feels right. After all the absolute just mania and chaos that we left on Last Core, it just feels like this is a really solid episode of just Subaru coming to his senses, and it was really needed. One thing I would like to point out, and it's honestly just me nitpicking, is the fact that this episode's direction used a lot of really tight shots. I don't know if it was on purpose to make the viewer feel tension during the conversations or to represent claustrophobia, but it did get to the point where I felt like it was almost ridiculous. But again, I know this was extremely nitpicky of me to point out, so I don't expect anybody else to feel that way, but if you did, let me know down below how you felt about the direction of this episode. Definitely, I felt like the peak of the episode was Subaru's conversation with Mellie. It is such a great expansion on the humanization of her character, and I feel like it really brings her story full circle. Obviously, we know her story's not over yet, but for the moment, I think it provided a lot of closure, and just seeing Subaru have some confidence again and being able to not only believe in himself but his companions, I didn't realize how bad I would miss that aspect of Subaru and ReZero. You see, one of the things that I was most looking forward to about Core 1 was the fact that we had essentially a season 1 Subaru in a just chaos monster season 4 lifestyle, if that makes sense. Basically, he was fucked, and I was super looking forward to it, but I didn't realize how much I would miss the actual connections Subaru has with his companions. I think at this point in the story, it is such a vital part of the story, and I'm glad it's back. Anyways, that's my review on this episode. I think it was a really great way to come back, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Leave a comment and tell me what you thought of the episode. If you didn't, let me know what you didn't enjoy. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Big time Weeb Dad